I just got back from the grocery store. We're preparing a dinner for our son's birthday. Now, I didn't go overboard. I just got spaghetti with meat sauce, bruschetta, and a nice salad. And oh yeah, and an ice cream cake. But I left there swearing and frustrated and wondering how much higher groceries and inflation can go. I can't imagine right now how difficult it is for a young family or someone on a fixed income. And it makes me so angry and aggravated. But today's video isn't meant for me to rant and rave about it, although I would love to, but it's meant to provide you with a little bit of insight and maybe a tool that you can use to understand the effect of the inflation numbers and how they affect our retirement. Because I believe the more prepared you are for your retirement, the more you can make it remarkable. I'm Maureen Dobransky. This is Life Starts at Retirement, where I produce a retirement video every Monday morning. Now, before I get into all of this, I just have to say I'm not a financial planner. I've never taken financial courses like that. I'm just a very frustrated Canadian trying to figure out this retirement and the money and the lifestyle, and I decided to do something about it. So according to inflationdata.com, the inflation rate for February in the US was 6.04%, which was down from the peak of 9.06% in June. Very, very similar numbers in Canada. But what does that mean, especially for us that are retired? And does that just mean that the prices of everything rose 6.04%? That's how much higher they are than last year. And how can we understand the impact specifically for us on that number? Let's start with understanding a bit more about what inflation is. So inflation means that the price of things that we want to buy go up over time. But this happens when there's too much money chasing too few goods, which means that people are willing to pay more for things because they have more money, but there's fewer things to buy. So that means that prices go up. Now, inflation can be a good thing in small amounts because that means that the economy is strong, it's growing, people have money to spend. But if inflation gets too high, it can be a bad thing because it means that things are getting more and more expensive and people's savings and incomes are really worth less. So let's take this one more step. Imagine, let's say that you spend $100 a month on groceries. A year from now, the exact same groceries would cost you $106.04. As long as that rise in those costs was due to the economy, it means that the inflation rate was the 6.04%. But one challenge with inflation is that even when inflation stops or slows down, unless there's a period of deflation where prices fall, the prices will still remain at that higher level. Very rarely do prices actually fall. So one maybe good thing is if you're still working, you may get a cost of living increase, or hopefully you'll get more than the 6.04%. But if you are on a fixed income, like many, many retired individuals, the value of your money buys you less and less and less the longer that inflation goes on. And then what happens when inflation does continue and continue over time? And what happens if inflation was, let's say, that 6.04% year after year after year after year? Well, this is where we can fall back on an old investing trick. It's called the rule of 72. So basically what it is if you divide the number 72 by the rate of return you get on your investments, the result will give you roughly how long it would take to double your money. So for example, if you're getting a 5% rate of return on your investments would double in approximately 14.4 years, which is 72 divided by 5 is 14.4 years. If you get a 10% rate of return, your investments would probably double in about 7 years. But to use this tool for inflation, you just have to tweak it a little bit and make it a bit different. Instead of dividing 72 by your rate of return, divide it by the rate of inflation. So 72 divided by 6.04, which is what the inflation was, means that prices would double in just under 12 years. And anytime the inflation rate goes to 7.2%, same as 72, that means that you would be doubling prices every decade. If it goes above 7.2%, the prices would double sooner than 10 years. Now let's put this one more time into something a bit more related to retirement again. Let's say you would save $50,000 for your retirement and you wanted to draw $20,000 a year for your living expenses. Assuming you make no rate of return, this is just inflation. So a 6.04% inflation rate means in the second year of your retirement, you'll need to withdraw $21,208 just to cover the same expenses that you covered with $20,000 in the first year. Therefore, of course, inflation erodes the purchasing power of your savings over time, which means that your retirement savings may not be able to buy you as much as it used to. And to combat this, it's important to factor inflation into your retirement planning and adjust your savings if you're able to and your investment strategies accordingly. So for those of you who do follow my channel, you know I normally post upbeat, positive, fun ways to make your retirement remarkable. And this topic can be a bit depressing, but I wanted to make sure that you were informed and provide you with some tools to better understand and better prepare yourself to have that heart-to-heart talk with your investment advisor. The more educated you are, the more you can really make your retirement remarkable. I'm Maureen Dobrensky. This is Life Starts at Retirement. Please consider subscribing, and we'd love to have you join our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/lifestartsaretirement.